Big City Greens. Locked in. This episode is about a community center lock-in that all of the kids are doing or participating in, whatever. And they all kind of lose themselves and they all kind of go insane and mental over this person who's like this famous social media star, I guess. This episode's okay. It was funny. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was some good parts to it, but like it was very like I'm trying to think. The more I think about it, like the more I kind of like I guess just like see that this isn't really as good as it could have been or as good as it maybe should have been. It's still good. It's still okay. It still kind of reminds me a lot of the episodes from last week. Very similar. Where it does one thing, but it's doing it quite well, so I'm okay with it. Remy thinks he's the funny guy, and he keeps on proclaiming it. I'm the funny guy. Cricket thinks that he's like some sort of klutz, and like Tilly, in trying to impress the person, just doesn't really like. She loses her mind as time goes on, which causes everyone else to lose their mind. Like it's a classic like cartoon going kind of crazy plot. It kind of makes sense. So not bad, not bad at all. I mean, it's a fine enough episode for what it is. Just one of those episodes where it's like, you know, it's good enough to where I don't really have much to say about it. Obviously, I think I've said it before. It would be a lot easier for me to say a lot of things about something like a bad episode versus a good one like this one, especially one that is just good and not really like great or amazing or anything like that. Trying to think. I guess the subtle I don't know if this was intentional, but the subtle Phineas and Ferb reference was kind of interesting. Remy just says, "What you doing?" to Cricket, which was very weird. Like I said, it could not be a reference, but who knows? Maybe it is. And if it is a reference, well played. Well played. I wasn't expecting that. Well played. That's the first thing I thought of. Was that. But yeah, aside from that, that's really all I really have to say about that one. So, on to the next episode, which is City Wayne. This episode is about Wayne going to Big City with the help of Tilly and Cricket, because he's always been in Smallton his entire life and he's been sheltered and stuff. This episode, at first it kind of was like, I don't know, this is kind of leaning towards like an average or whatever, but definitely the climax and definitely the middle part of the episode where Wayne kind of like freaks out and is overstimulated because of his shelteredness, definitely saved this episode a little bit. I'd say the climax is better than the last episode. Although the climax of last episode wasn't that great, it was still fine, but it didn't really heighten that episode too much. This one kind of does a decent job at it. There is a side plot with Nick, that's kind of like he's trying to make like this bad dish or something, for Nancy, in hopes of maybe making it to where he doesn't have to cook anymore or something. Kind of forgettable, honestly. It doesn't really add much to this episode. I'm not really too sure why it's even here. I mean, hell, if last episode literally just had the lock-in as the plot and that's it, no other side plot to be found, why even do a side plot? At this point, just work on the main plot. Honestly, if you worked on the main plot of this episode with Wayne, I actually probably would have seen this episode being great. But no, instead it's good. Like, it's still kind of that kind of, like, that kind of category of just kind of, it's fine. It works. Maybe slightly higher than the last episode, just slightly, just because that climax is a little bit there. Like, you have a little big city, and Wayne goes on top of one of the skyscrapers. It's like King Kong. Like, come on. And there's even, like, a plane. Like, it's funny. I get what they're trying to do, and it's fun. even the worker. Oh, finally, I get to use my plane. And then it, like, swats out of the sky, and it crashes. Oh, no, I need the ambulance. It's just funny. It's silly. It's a silly enough, finish to this episode. But yeah, two very just like kind of good episodes. Not really too much left really to say about either of them. At least one, much like last week, at least one was better than the other, just by a slim margin, but just a little bit better than the other. I mean, ultimately, regardless, it is still Big C Greens. A good episode is still a good episode. It's not that bad. Definitely could be a lot better, but it's not bad. So guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this real quick video. I guess I'll go ahead and see you guys soon in my next one. See you next week for another Big City Greens review. Hopefully we can actually get like a really good episode instead of just like a good one that's like kind of teetering on like average, but not too bad, but just like it's just. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.